Hello, Aquariuses. So here we have, for your upcoming week reading, you have the Knight of Wands, you have the Two of Wands, the Two of Pentacles. The Two of Hazards in this deck is the Two of Pentacles. And then in your reverse position, you have the Six of Wands reversed. Okay, so kind of smushing it all together, I think you guys have started on something. And I think you're really, whatever this is, the Wands are all about action. And the Knight of Wands, he just goes. Like, sometimes he doesn't really think before he leaves, but he is on his way. Like, he's on his way. Full speed ahead. But I think you guys might have started something quickly. I think this indicates that you started something quickly. And the Two of Wands now is about planning the steps ahead. So I think you had this like, okay, I'm starting, I'm doing it, like I'm doing it now. And now you are figuring out the details, which is excellent. You know, after the Knight of Wands, now you're going to figure out the details. Good job, guys. Because that's really, I think sometimes you need to start something. And then instead of just kind of like willy-nilly going about it, you're like, okay, well, I'm doing it now, and now I got to figure out the details. So I think that's fantastic. So you're figuring out the details of this situation. And the Two of Pentacles is about balancing things out. So I'm wondering if this is like a side gig for you, or if this is, it could be a new project. It doesn't have to relate to work. It could be a hobby, something that you're doing, but something now that you have this, whatever is here is actually now causing you to have to balance multiple things out. Like, you know, your time, you're balancing whatever, you're balancing things out because you're getting this situated while you're still doing your everyday activities or your everyday necessary situations. And now with the Six of Wands in reverse, the Six of Wands typically in the upright position is about having some kind of achievement and having recognition of this achievement. But when it's reversed, it can indicate that you're keeping your achievement private. You're not letting anybody know about it. Or it also can indicate that somebody is that you didn't receive, if you mentioned this achievement to somebody, you didn't receive the acknowledgement that you thought you would get. Like, you said, oh, listen, this has worked well, or this happened, and somebody's like, ugh, you know, kind of give you the, ugh, you know, that type of thing. So I think it really could be that whatever this is, you might have figured certain things out, even if they're little details. It doesn't have to be monumentous details all the time. It could be something little that you figured out and you worked out and you did good at it. And either you kept that achievement to yourself, or if you did tell it to somebody, somebody was kind of like, I don't want to say they were pissing on your parade, but somebody might have not been as excited for you. But sometimes, like, when you start new things, sometimes people kind of feel a certain way because they don't either fully understand it, or they're, I don't want to say they don't want you to succeed, but, you know, people could be a little funny. So, but I think this is exciting, though, because you got mostly action cards here. So I think this is super exciting, Aquarius. So let's continue with what is going on here. Okay, so then you got white carnation, devotion, be true and pure in thought and deed. So I really feel like this, I feel like whatever you're doing here, I feel like you're really being devoted to it, because especially you had the Knight of Wands and the Two of Wands. Like, I feel like it came quick, but you're trying to figure out the details. And now not only are you figuring out the details, you are being responsible and balancing stuff out. So I think this is awesome for you guys. I think it's so awesome. So don't let this, if this is somebody kind of a naysayer, don't let this deter you. Just don't let it deter you. Or if it is something you've decided to keep private, you keep that achievement private, and congratulations. So yeah, be true and pure in thought and deed. So I think this is saying just keep it going. And then you have Archangel Aurora. Welcome new beginnings. Let the sun shine in your life. So this is definitely something new going on for you, and I'm super excited for that. So, and I think this is going to be really positive. Whatever you're doing here, whatever you started, I think it's going to be really positive. So then you guys got calling in your soulmate. Your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. Then you have trust. This situation is calling for you to have faith. So I think this is saying that you need to trust yourself. And the calling in your soulmate, yes, this could indicate that somebody else is coming in your life, or this could indicate that whatever you're doing here, like whatever this Knight of Wands, you're rushing towards whatever, and you're planning out whatever this is you're planning. this could indicate that this is actually really meant for you and this is really going to be good for you. So that's how I'm seeing it. And I feel like you have to trust yourself. You have to trust your gut, because sometimes I feel like these Knight of Wands moments, they're almost like sudden, and it's like you just run towards something. So I feel like a lot of times he's relying on his gut. So I think you just need to trust yourself. And okay, so next up you got clear quartz, get crystal clear, and then you got ocean jasper, schedule yourself in. So I feel like this get crystal clear really goes with the Two of Wands, because this is about planning. So you're probably going to have to figure out all the little nitty-gritty details of everything and get crystal clear on that. So that's fantastic. And then the schedule yourself in, I feel like this is reminding you in your juggling act of whatever you're doing is that you're going to need a little bit of time for yourself so you don't burn yourself out. Because I really think that you are having, because this is kind of like a victory card, you're having an accomplishment. Even if this is, you had this accomplishment, whether or not you share it with somebody or somebody had something to say about it, you had the accomplishment. So I think you should be really proud of yourself, because you're getting it done. You're doing it. But don't forget to kind of schedule yourself in a little bit. So then you have everyone dies, but not everyone really lives. And I feel like this is kind of like the attitude, in a sense, to sum this up. This is like the attitude of this reading for me. I feel like this is saying that, like, whatever this is, I think you just are going wholehearted towards it. And I think this is like your moment of just like, I'm doing something, because this might just be something that you want to do for yourself. And this is your like, I'm alive kind of moment. I'm going to do this. So I think this is really great. I think this is really, really great. And I think it's going to lead to like a new beginning of some sort, and happiness in your life. I think this is fantastic. I think this is a great reading, guys. To me, it's kind of like was cut and dry. I feel like that's what's going on. You're going to have a good week as far as I'm concerned. It's probably going to be a little bit busy, but I think you're going to figure it out. I think you definitely have the mental ability to figure this out. I think you're definitely doing what you need to do to get this done and to have it, whatever this represents for you, to have it go forward strategically as well. So I think that's fantastic. So think of a question. We're going to ask the Magic 8 Ball in a second. But first, we're going to find out what Spirit of the Dish is going to be with you guys in the upcoming week. You have the hot mess. I definitely think, though, that you have everything. I think you're going to have a really good week. Maybe this is like a little joke. Sometimes I think like my spirit guides plays jokes on me, in a sense. I get that a lot. I think I have like a jokester spirit guide person. But I think sometimes when they play jokes, it's kind of like trying to get you. If you've been like super serious about something and then something silly happens, they're kind of like being like, don't be so serious. So maybe you got the hot mess because your mind might be all into this Knight of Wands moment. This kind of like new idea. You're rushing force towards something, and this might be all encompassing in a sense. And then you're planning it out. You're all focused. You're hyper focused on the situation. And then with this, you're juggling it out. So maybe like the hot mess came as a joke, being like, listen, you're one step away from being a hot mess because like you're rushing into this, you're planning you're doing everything for this week. And with this, that Two of Hazards, or the Two of Pentacles, always reminds you that like you're almost like one mistake away from dropping the balls, because in the typical thing, he's you know what, in this card, there's some weird stuff going on in this card. the skeleton is like on a leash. You know what? Whatever. I don't judge. Whatever works for these two. Anyway, so but typically there's a juggler and he's juggling the balls, and it always is a reminder that you are one mistake away from dropping the balls. You're doing great juggling, but you're always like one mistake away. So I think this is kind of joking with you guys that like you're one mistake away from being a hot mess this week, but I think you're going to be fine. I think you're going to be just fine. I think you guys have it. And I definitely think you're going to have some kind of victory, but you might keep it to yourself for whatever reason. But yes, I think that's super exciting. Okay, let's continue. Let's find out what are we doing now? Let's find out what didn't. Oh, see, now I'm dropping things. Now I'm a hot mess. Okay, so let's find out what dinner and a movie, the spirits, the above, whoever is telling you to have or recommends for you next week. Okay, what dinner and a movie for my Aquarius is. Okay, so you got romance and Italian. A lot of people are getting Italian Romance and Italian. There you go. Okay, so that's that. And then let's see your little numbers and letters. Okay, so you got O, C, A, E, T, E, T, and 5 and 7. And then for your little stones, you got joy and strength. I think whatever this is, I really think this is something you're enjoying, because with this energy of like being like, I don't want to say you're hyper focused on this, but like really kind of having this and doing this and planning this and juggling this. I feel like with this energy all within 1 week, I feel like this is something that you really are kind of excited about. It brings you some type of joy and something that you really you want to do with the devotion and this new beginnings. I feel like this is something that you really want to do, especially with a soulmate thing. I feel like it's something that you really want to do. And I think you have the strength to do it. I think you're going to be just fine. I think you have the strength to juggle this, and you're going to be just fine, Aquarius is. Okay, so let me see. Let's ask. Okay, think of your question, Aquarius is. Here we go. Oh, mystical, magical 8-ball, the mightiest ball of all the balls in the world. What is the answer to Aquarius's weekly question? Cannot predict now. Ooh. I think so much there's more in the air, like too much is up in the air, that the magic 8-ball, he just doesn't know right this second, because I think there's a lot going on. So that's exciting. A lot of moving pieces over here. Okay, guys, I will talk to you guys later, and I hope you have a wonderful week. Bye.